Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Starkside. While you're here, I do appreciate it if you support the channel by hitting that like button. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe as well as the notification bell. So today we'll be taking a look at the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990s Michelangelo. So this is the fourth and last Ninja Turtle from this set. So here we have Mikey in this cool windowed packaging for NECA TMNT. At the front here, we get the logo for the 1990 movie as well as the four turtles peeking out from under a manhole. At the top, we get another movie logo. At the side, we get some nice images of Michelangelo. At this side, we get a full body image of Mikey. And at the back, we get a brief write-up about the movie, so if you want to read that, you can pause the video. We also get some nice shots of the figure in different poses, as well as the rest of the turtles here at the bottom. Alright, let's get Michelangelo out of the packaging.
How you doing? Time's up. Whoops!
And here we have Michelangelo. Now before we talk about the figure itself, let's go over the accessories. So Mikey comes with a decent amount of accessories. So he gets one pair of weapon holding hands, one pair of thumbs up hands, two bandana pieces, a pizza slice, and of course his signature nunchucks. And looking at these weapon holding hands, so we've seen this before. These look really good. So these are actually the same weapon holding hands that we get from the other three turtles. And like with theirs, I'm really loving the green that we get here. And all these sculpted details like the fingernails and the texturing. So yeah, no real complaints there. And the same goes for these thumbs up hands. So these look really cool. So this is definitely one of the more interesting hands that we have gotten so far from these turtles. So we got open palm hands with Leo, some unique gripping hands with Raph, and pointy finger hands from Donnie. So yeah, I think these thumbs up hands might be the most fun looking out of these. So yeah, I like that a lot. And the good thing about these hands is that they're interchangeable with the other turtles. So you can use these on them as well. Next, we have these two bandana pieces that go to the peg hole at the back of his head. And these look nice. I like the orange that we get here and all the sculpted wrinkling too. So nothing really bad to complain about here. Next, we get the same pizza slice that we got before with the other three turtles. So the sculpt and paint apps and everything here are the same as you can see. We get some olives, some bell pepper. I do wish Mikey got more pizza slices. I assume he eats more pizza than them. Or maybe even a pizza box too. And lastly, we have his signature nunchucks, which look really good. So there are nunchucks that have chains instead of a rope between them, and I think the rope was a better choice for the film. As you can see, there's sort of a bendy wire feel here with these pieces. So in hindsight, the rope choice was great since it's easier to adapt in action figure form. So yeah, you can move around the pieces here in whatever way you like. So you can use them for more dynamic poses with Mikey. So you can have the nunchucks resting on his hands or up in the air, so that's great. And also, I like the brown that we get here on these pieces too, so it looks like actual wood, so that's awesome. I do wish it came with more accessories like headphones or maybe even a skateboard. So if you used to collect tech deck, you can use the skateboards there for these figures. So having a skateboard like that with Mikey here, so that looks really cool. And just a brief bio about Mikey. So Mikey is the most cheerful, jolly member of the group, and he's also the one who cracks the most jokes, which is one of the reasons why he's my favorite Ninja Turtle. He also wears an orange bandana, which happens to be one of my favorite colors. And his weapon is a pair of nunchucks, which are actually known to injure their users easily, especially when not focused. So these were given to him so that he takes things more seriously. And also, he's the most naturally skilled of the four, and talent without practice means nothing, which makes having the nunchucks all the more necessary for Mikey. And looking at the figure itself, starting with the head sculpt, I think this looks great. It did look a little creepy when I first got it out of the packaging, but it did grow on me over time, and I think the facial expression that NECA did here for Mikey is appropriate for the character's personality. And later, I'll show a comparison of the four turtles, and this expression here definitely helps Mikey stand out among his brothers. Again, like with the other three turtles, I really love the green and the dark spots that we get here with these figures from NECA, as well as the texturing. So I really think they did a great job adapting these live-action 1919 Ninja Turtles in action figure form. And the rest of the figure looks amazing. We've seen most of the paint apps and sculpt on this figure before. So yeah, NECA has been really consistent with giving us excellent figures here. Again, a lot of the pieces here are reused, like the arms and the legs and the shell. So for Mikey, we actually get the same shell as Leonardo, as you can see. So we get the same spiral patterns here at the back and all the other sculpt here. So yeah. But unlike Leo's, we don't get the sheaths at the back of the shell for the katanas. So we get a simple belt here. And at first I was actually wondering where he was going to put his nunchucks when he's not using them. So I went back and rewatched the 1990 movie as well as the 2007 animated movie. And I think Mikey tends to put his nunchucks either at the front or at the back of the belt. However, the belt here on this figure doesn't really allow us to pull it back for some space here at the front. So in conclusion, I think we can store them here at the back of the belt, and so far it holds up nicely, so that's cool. So overall, I think the sculpt and paint apps on this figure look fantastic. Now let's go over the articulation for Michelangelo. So since we got a lot of reuse here, the articulation on this figure is pretty much the same with Leo, Don, and Raph. But still, getting right into it, so Mikey can look up that far. And he can look down as well. His head does rotate, and we do get some nice neck pivot there. That's awesome. His arms move upward that far, so it's less than 90 degrees, but he can bend them down all the way. His shoulders do rotate 360. We don't get any bicep swivel, but we do get rotation here on the elbow, which is double jointed, and like with the other turtles, the elbow pads hinder the articulation here quite a lot. Anyway, his wrists do rotate and move up and down, so we get the same wrist articulation for all his alternate hands. He has a diaphragm pivot inside his shell, but unfortunately, the shell will hinder the articulation here, so that's a bit of a bummer. His legs can kick forward only that far and not a lot backwards. His hips move outward very far, so that's great. We get a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that are hindered by the knee pads here. No calf rotation, but we do get rotation here at the knee, so that's awesome. His ankles move up and down, and he has ankle pivot as well. Now for some figure comparisons, here's Michelangelo with the rest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leo, Donnie, and Raph. And it makes me extremely happy to see them all together here. So I did grow up watching the Ninja Turtles a lot with my cousins and my family, so having them all here in action figure form makes me super duper happy. So that's a review of the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990s Michelangelo. So this figure has a good amount of accessories, great sculpt and great paint apps, and fairly decent articulation for a turtle. But this is Mikey, so I'm loving this figure. And if you're wondering where I got this figure, so I got this figure from Collector's Quest Philippines. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know what you think of my review. Please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, I do appreciate it if you support the channel by hitting that like button. And if you still haven't, please hit that subscribe as well as the notification bell. You can also follow me on social media, links in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.